I'm Damon, this is Jaeger, this is Jaeger Tracks, and we're going to talk about what's in our tracking pack. First and foremost, the pack. So this pack was handmade for me by Primo's Router in Slovenia. Get asked that a lot, is, hey, who made your pack? Well, it was a guy in Europe that hunts with teckles, and they know what they're doing over there, and it's a sling pack, and I like it. It's great functionality, but I'll talk some more features about that once I get some of the stuff off of it. I'll always generally hang my GPS collar and controller off the top handle there, and just so I know where it's at and charged and convenient. But this is obviously key. We are on lead trackers. People ask, well, why do you have a GPS on him if he's on leash? Well, it's in case something happens. It's the best insurance policy you could possibly have. Every year it seems somebody who is an on-leash dog trips, falls, for whatever reason. I've had that leash come out of my hand and gotten them back, but for whatever reason, dogs get lost on lead every year, and it's not necessary. With a good GPS tracking collar, this is the Garmin TT15 Mini and the 200i, you can always know where your dog is. Best insurance policy you could possibly have. Plus, it's also handy when I'm at a cabin like this that's unfamiliar. If I'm out in the yard walking him, he's still on that e-collar. Obviously, again, I mentioned we're an on lead. Speaking of leash, this is my leash. So I usually keep it in that front flap, and I make these myself. I did a video on that. I'll link above on how I make my own leashes, but that is our tracking leash. So now that front flap is kind of unloaded, we'll talk a little more about the bag itself. So it's got this reversible panel on it, and so, but usually I'll have, and you secure stuff under this bungee, but usually I'll have the orange side out just for obvious safety reasons. And the front of the sling then is also a reversible shoulder sling. It's nice and padded. That's where if you watch our tracking videos, that's where I mount the GoPro. So the GoPro is usually chest mounted there. It records the tracks from start to finish, unless the battery dies. But pretty much you see what you get. So, and that's mounted on there with a Polar Pro kind of camera mount, and I just painted the case orange myself. But it's a comfortable sling. It rides well, and it's worked pretty good. On the sides, I'll keep 2 water bottles. These are the 50 strong USA made squirt bottles. Jaeger will drink fine squirting, and it's I'll carry bullets inside, but usually he can drink just from the squirt bottle itself. And then I'll also have I'll have a knife on the side here in this little pouch in case the hunter needs help cleaning their game. This is a custom Jaeger Tracks bench made sheep country or steep country, and it's a great lightweight, simple, but very functional and useful knife in case you ever need it. And it's right there, convenient. You can just kind of snap it in. I'll deal with that later. All right, on the inside, there's a side zipper here to get to the inner contents. And right on top, my Medkit. So I'll do a separate video on Medkits. Again, a lot of personal preferences, but always have one when we're tracking. In case he gets hurt, I get hurt, hunter gets hurt, who knows? Stuff happens, and it's pretty common for injuries to happen actually tracking, especially to the dog. So I'm doing a whole other video on what's in our med kits and the problems we've had to deal with in the field. But anyway, that's the med kit. This is one that stays in there, and I've got a few different ones, but this is the one in here right now. So med kit for me and Jaeger. Headlamp. This is the headlamp that I use. The other trackers have recommended this. It's by Zebra Light. It's a nice bright light, and usually I'll have this and a handheld Zebra Light, especially if I'm trying to record at night because GoPros just do really lousy and low light, so they need a lot of light to show up on film. And it's been a great light. My only complaint is that it's good and bad. It uses the 18650 style batteries, and they last a long time, and they're super bright. But I've had a couple of these now fail. I've had one, my handheld, the button has failed. And then I have another headlamp, and the little interior element that the battery connects to failed. So I like my gear to last multiple seasons, and this one is going on its 3rd season, so I can't necessarily complain, but kind of bummed the other two failed on me. But anyway, considering other lights, but this is one I've been using, the zebra light, and it's worked pretty good. I'll carry a soft bowl. This is a Filson wax cotton compressible bowl. Again, he'll drink from the squirt bottles, but sometimes he just prefers out of a bowl. And usually at the end of the track, I'll put that on the tailgate and dump a whole bunch of water from a jug I have in the truck into it. You've seen some of his videos. You'll see him wearing rec specs, and you can see a bunch of scratches on the lens. Maybe I'll try to get some B-roll of that. But he got a lot of eye injuries when he was younger, especially. He's a pretty fast, hard charging tracking dog, and he's down in the brush. And once he's on scent, he is going. And he sustained a lot of eye injuries when he was younger. And these really, really help stop them, frankly, just stop them. And I didn't train him great on wearing them, so he doesn't love wearing them, but once he's on scent, he ignores them. So I usually have him in there, and just depending on the kind of terrain I'm in is when I put him on or not. If I can tell it's just going to be nasty briars and just thick, eye-pokey stuff, they go on. If it's more open timber now, that I know him better, I may not put him on, but it just kind of depends. It's kind of an on-the-fly decision. Here are my tracking gloves. I did a separate video I'll link on the gloves that I like. These are from Black Diamond, a climbing rope company, and so they pair well with climbing rope gloves. Makes sense. Let's see. Oh, the big one. This is probably the most common question we get, and it's what harness does Jaeger wear? So this is Jaeger's harness. It's got some miles on it, and there's some sand coming out of it. So this was also handmade by Primos Router in Slovenia, and it fits the tackle really good. The biggest problem that I have, well, you know what? I'll do a separate video just on harnesses. How's that? So this is his tracking harness, but it's even got a custom reinforced plate on the chest because he was blowing the chest of them out. So anyway, tracking harness. Let's see what else we got in here. Ooh, Yaghorn. So this is a European tradition. When you recover game, the horn's blown. I'm not very good at blowing, but I blowing my Yaghorn. But it's fun to try to toot your own horn sometimes. Anyway, I like to bring it. Hunters like it. It's kind of ceremonial with a European German hunting dog, and it's cool. So that's my Yaghorn that I carry. And then let's see what else we got. A backup slip lead in case something, if I need time off, or just a backup leash in general. Just again, it's a totally basic rope slip lead, handmade. And then some orange flag. This is orange webbing. This can serve a few different purposes. If I need to tie something off, if I need to mark a trail, or if I need to mark game, or we have to leave and go back to get help to retrieve it once we find it, I can hang this up in a tree so hunters can see it easier. And that is my empty tracking pack. So aside from the dirt and grime and other stuff in there. So that's my tracking pack dumped out. If you have any questions, please ask, comment, post below the stuff you like to bring, add on to it. And happy to have a discussion around it. Please like, share, subscribe, all those fun things really helps the channel. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something, but this is the tracking pack dump.